How to crochet a cylinder or a tube shape.
Hi, I'm Hui Pei from Pocket Yarnings, and welcome to this free masterclass on crocheting 3D shapes for amigurumi. So in these 15 bite-sized lessons, we'll go through the 3 most essential shapes that are needed to crochet amigurumi, which includes spheres, cylinders, as well as cones, and then learn how to customize them in different ways to crochet the amigurumi that you've always dreamed of. So there are a few things I want to mention. Don't forget to grab your free cheat sheet, which is the free Amigurumi Shape Building cheat sheet, which has printable patterns and a visual reference of all the shapes that we'll be going through, as well as snippets of the 3 most basic shapes, which are pretty useful. And then also, one more thing is, if you want step-by-step pictorial instructions, as well as the patterns, as well as ad-free versions of all the videos that are included in this free masterclass, then go to the link in the description to check out the full course that I have available inside a Thrive Card platform. So I think that's all that I want to mention, and please enjoy the masterclass. Even if you don't purchase the course, do remember to check out all free 15 videos on YouTube, as well as grab the free cheat sheets that you can download. So let's get started. Today's lesson is all about the basic cylinder, which is a go-to shape for limbs, necks, and bodies for a lot of amigurumi. So this tutorial is quite important.
How to crochet a cylinder or a tube shape. Here I'm using sport weight yarn as well as a 3.5 mm hook. So we will start off with the magic ring first. For round 1, we start off with a magic ring of single crochet 5 stitches in the first round. This is the first single crochet, and then the second, and then the third, and you'll finish the rest of the round. Now we're inserting the hook into the start of round 2. So let's insert into the start of round 2 and then proceed to do a single crochet first. For round 2, increase all around the round for 5 sets to get a total of 10 stitches. So I'll insert a stitch marker into the start of round 2 first. And then we will proceed with the second single crochet in the same stitch. Continue to increase all around the round for round 2. This is the end of round 2. You should have a total of 10 stitches in the round before we move on to round 3. For round 3, single crochet in back loops only all around the round for a total of 10 stitches. So this is the first stitch in round 3. Put the stitch marker to mark the start of the round. You notice that I only work into back loops only, and then we'll move on to the next stitch in back loops only, the second stitch of the round, and then the next stitch, and for the rest of the round. Continue in back loops only for the rest of the round. Finishing up round 3 over here with a total of 10 stitches in the round. You can see the front loop only border quite clearly over here. For round 4, this time work into both loops instead of just the back loop only. I'm crocheting to the first stitch of the round and then insert the stitch marker to mark the start of the round again. For round 4, single crochet all around the round for a total of 10 sets to get 10 stitches in the round. Now we are working into the second stitch of the round, and then we continue single crochet stitches around the rest of the round. So right now I'm actually completing the round that is right after the front loop only border, and then we will continue the cylinder from there. For round 5, continue single crochet all around the round for a total of 10 stitches. Basically what I'm doing here now is I'm extending the cylinder downwards. After working round 5, which is completed over here with 10 stitches, you can see that the cylinder is forming quite nicely, and you can see the front loop only border right at the top. For round 6 to 12, for a total of 7 rounds, continue to single crochet 10 all around the round, so you can see a much longer cylinder is forming here. Continue to add rounds as you need depending on how long you want the cylinder to be, but I've decided to stop here, so add stuffing to the cylinder. When making these shapes, it's ideal to add as much stuffing as you need to make it as firm as possible, because you need to shape the cylinder right at the end. Here I'm trying to flatten the top to make it look more cylindrical rather than a rounded end like a tube. So I've more or less finished the stuffing, and let's move on to the next round. From here on out, we will try to close off the cylinder. So I remove the stitch marker from the start of the round and work into round 13. So right now, I'll be working a decrease in this round. So for round 13, decrease all around the round but in back loops only. So I insert into the back loop only for the first stitch, and then insert into a second, this next stitch, back loop only, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So here I'm using a standard single crochet decrease instead of an invisible decrease. I do that because I find it's easier to do these decreases in back loops only. It can be quite challenging to do invisible decreases in the back loops only. Continue another decrease, so yarn over and then pull through all 3 loops on the hook to make another decrease, and continue for the rest of the round. And now we're moving on to the last decrease of the round. Insert into back loops only, yarn over, pull through to get 3 loops on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through all to decrease. You can see the front loop only border here as well, and you should only have 5 stitches in the round. Leave a trailing yarn at the end to fasten off, and then leave some to close up. So cut off any excess yarn. Then for the trailing yarn, thread it through so remove the stitch marker first. Thread the trailing yarn through a darning needle, and then we will proceed to close up the loop. Close up the whole cylinder. So here, close up in front loops only, and then subsequently fasten off. Remember to work into all 5 stitches of the round. After going through all 5 stitches, close up the hole and pull the remaining yarn through the cylinder. Then push the needle through another part of the cylinder and pull up. And then for any other excess pieces that you have, I would suggest to try to tie them off and conceal it within the cylinder. Weave in the ends so that they don't appear after you have finished the whole cylinder. Tie off any excess yarn that you might have. Then cut off the excess yarn and conceal it back into the cylinder so that you can't see it at the end. You can see that the final cylinder here is completed. You can try and shape it by flattening the top and the bottom so that it looks more like a cylinder rather than just a tube. You can see the clear front loop only borders at the top and at the bottom, which is what you want for the cylinder. For more tutorials on shapes and other cylinders, go to pocketyarnings.com for the tutorials.
Thanks so much for watching and following along with the tutorials. If you found this helpful, don't forget to grab the free Amigurumi Shape Building cheat sheets that you can get, which includes the basic patterns for the spheres, cones and cylinders. And also don't forget to check out the full Amigurumi Shape Building course, which has step-by-step pictorial tutorials, all the patterns from this series, as well as all the ad-free videos and bonus videos inside as well. So or if not, you can just keep following along here on YouTube, where all the videos will be available for free. And have fun crocheting, and I'll see you in the next lesson.